talking about where we are. Let's see. Oh, just one second. Gotcha. Can everybody see it? And I'm going to pull command up. I've already got it launched. Oops. Should be over here. Can everybody see my command page? Okay. I'll assume that you can if I don't hear otherwise. One of the things I always like to ask this group, particularly with Facebook and command and things like that, is several of us are working as ambassadors to kind of help teach and train, things like that. Are there any, if you've got some other particular areas that after we get done with this that you'd like to touch on, we can also go over those. But the focus of this, you know, over the next half hour or so is just to try to help you in the area of Facebook and creating Facebook ads, things like that. And I've got some follow-up to that I can also kind of walk you through some follow-up campaigns using smart plans. I know these have been beneficial to the group that we had last week on some of the follow-up and putting plans in place on that. But as you guys are familiar with command, of course, you have all of your icons over here from campaigns to smart plans to your referrals. Here's your campaigns, opportunities, reports, things like this. Where we want to go this afternoon is going to be under campaigns, which is the kind of the megaphone or megahorn. And I'm just going to basically assume, you know, you've got limited experience or some experience in this. And on the dashboard, when you come into the campaigns, you'll see your dashboard shows you where you kind of a quick snapshot of your expenses, what you spent over the last 30 days. You can do some drop downs year to date, for example. The numbers that we spent here. And then it also talks about leads and where you are towards that, you know, towards that number. And then kind of going down through here, it talks a little bit about some of the training clips that go along with that as well. And then you have your paid ads, and this is where we'll spend most of our time this afternoon. We have in this section here, you've got emails, direct mail campaigns, which we haven't done any direct mail campaigns. We're working on that right now as we speak. We've got some events going up, and this is where it ties together with previously MailChimp and now with our own email through Keller Williams. And then just normal social posts, as you guys are working to, you know, do some of your posts, you can actually do it here as well, just to stay within command. And then schedule some of these for future dates, things like that. I'm going to go back over here to paid ads. And within paid ads, this will refresh, but within paid ads, you have the opportunity to do a number of different paid ads. You know, let me move. Let's see, I think I put this on the bottom. There we go. These are some of the campaigns that we've run over the last, probably last couple of months. And we haven't archived them because what we're looking at in the paid ads, for example, this was one that we just did yesterday that is still active. We're running it for 10 days. We put a $30 campaign going on this for 10 days. So it's basically $3 a day. We've had 79 impressions, and of those impressions, we've had 3 clicks and then 1 lead. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that 1 lead. Again, I'm just trying to, whoops, not sure. Let me refresh and see if we can do that again. Okay. Well, it looks like that lead's not going to show up on this one. But anyway, let's, like I said, these are some of the campaigns that we've run. And just for example, on this one, we can do a number of different things. We can duplicate this campaign. We can edit what we already have. We can stop the campaign at any time. And this happened, this, as you noticed over here, Terry's Facebook. So it goes on our business Facebook page. And that's one of the things that we'll talk about too, that in order to run a campaign within Command, you'll want to make sure that you have a business page, either separate or tied together with your main page. So that's something that you can create and get approved, and just go on your normal Facebook profile and create a business page. So what I would take you guys through right now is this one right here. And if we're to run a paid ad campaign, the first place that we want to go is to start this would be create a new campaign in your upper right hand corner, and then just click on that. And what will come up is what you see here in the middle. Do we want to run a social ad? Do we want to do like a Google ad? And again, this is a social post that doesn't, you don't pay anything for this. This would be just like a normal post on your website, or excuse me, on your Facebook page, and then direct mail and email. So in this particular case, where we want to be is on the social ad, which is a paid campaign. So I'm going to click on that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one that we probably want. Let's say we did I'll probably recreate. It might be easier just to recreate the Matador, because that's the one that we just launched yesterday or day before. And then on this particular one, we want to advertise this listing. And you've got some options here. Do you want to attract buyers? Is it brand awareness? Do you want to attract other listings? We can advertise multiple listings. If you have either your own listings or you have some other listing and have a cooperative agreement with other agents in our office, you can actually advertise, 2 and 3 listings at a time, and then use other listings in our office. Again, as long as you have the approval of the agent to use our listing in your own campaign, because basically what you're doing here is you're just trying to attract some leads, and then once you get those leads and you have the opportunity to generate some leads from that, then you can do the follow-up campaigns. And that's why I say I want to kind of go through that follow-up campaign so you'll know where to go once you get the leads, because that's great to get 1 to 10 leads or however many you get, but it's kind of like, what do I do next? This one down here, for example, event awareness. This might be good for example if you're doing well, let's say you're doing a client event, or let's say you're doing an open house. A lot of times what we'll do is we'll pick event awareness and do an open house, and then all we're trying to do is just push that out to the general public, and then also our database to take the opportunity to come to the open house. But for this case, let's say we just want to advertise the listing. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to give me an error message. And in doing this, we want to make sure that we name the campaign. And I generally name the campaign, the street name, or the street name, and whatever else goes along with that. So in this case, I'm going to make some changes. I'm just going to say just listed. And in this particular campaign, we're going to do 10529 Matador. And then I'll just turn it around, Matador Drive in this particular case. And then down here, if you can see this, I'm assuming, unless I hear otherwise, that you're following me okay, that you can see down here. You have 3 places to do this. You have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, just for the ease of, and you're going to pay for each one of these campaigns. If you click Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, you're going to have an expenditure in all three of those. So what we find and what we've heard in going to some of the social media programs and presentations is that it seems like Facebook seems to be the most widely seen, and the best. In other words, you're going to get the cheapest. You're going to get the cheapest lead for your money here. In other words, cost per lead. Excuse me, in Facebook. So that's generally why we pick Facebook, even though we participate on Instagram and Twitter as well. But let's just say we'll go ahead and set up the campaign here. So what it's going to do is it's going to point now to the MLSs throughout the country. And in this particular area, what we have over here is, if you'll notice, it says active status. You can go active, off market, pending, closed, things like that. So really what it's doing is you're looking in all the MLSs around the country, and I'll show you what I mean by that. When it says all listings, you're going to be locating it throughout the country. This is all the MLSs around the country that Keller Williams participates with. And I think I actually think they have, with the exception of maybe one or two states, that we participate in them all. So if we come here, for some reason, and then you can do a drop down over here that says only my listings. So if you have, these are the listings that we have in place right now. And I don't see Matador in there. Not sure why, but I'm going to go ahead and do a property search. And in this particular case, the property search is going to be for, what did I say? I think it's 10. I'm going to do Matador and see what comes up. Let's do yeah, there it is, 10529. So what we're looking at here is everything right out of Netris. So this is all the information right out of Netris. So let's say I select that one. What's going to happen is it's going to populate everything out of Netris, and we'll go through this in just a second. If you notice on this particular one, it's already pulled all the information from the main copy to a headline that we will, we'll want to add maybe a catchy headline here. And then down in the description, it gives you some ideas as far as what to say in some of these cases. But here's what it looks like as a preview right as we speak right now. And what we have up here is the name and the goal. Well, we've got that listed. And this is all check sheets. So the next one is just to add text and add copy. What this tells you right now is you've missed some points here. And in Facebook, really, what you want to do in Facebook is you just really want to kind of keep it short and sweet. Something that's catchy. You don't have to be an expert marketer or anything like that. Just something that would catch somebody's attention. A couple of things that we know that can go into some of our classes that are kind of eye-catching are emojis. So whenever you can use emojis are they recommend to put those in the headline whenever possible, and then also the main copy. And what I'm going to do here is that let's say we just headline on this one is And if I wanted to do, I'm just putting stuff. And the thing about this is that you can take emojis and in here, you can cut and paste them. So you can put these in here like this and do something like this. You know, don't let this one pass you up. And that would be, that's going to show up in the heading right here. Now, if you go to the main copy, once again, that's a lot of information. Most people are not going to stop and take time to look at that. So if you can, one of the things that that we always hear is that, you know, if you can just put like one sentence in there, then what you want to try to do is just kind of keep it really simple. Since this pulls out of our copy off of MLS, all it does is just copy it out of MLS and paste it right up here, which is generally too much information. And I think that if I wanted to, honestly, whoops, I could stop right here. What I would do on this particular one, I would stop right there and I'd erase the rest of it. These are just some emojis that have come up. And you can just kind of go down through here and pick a few. Probably didn't really even matter what you did. Just all you're trying to do is just create something that somebody else might just stop and take a quick look at, and it catches their eye. So there's a house here somewhere. It's usually on the, so like this is going to tell you the ones that you've used most frequently. There's one in here as I go down through here that is a house somewhere. Sorry, I'm not seeing what I'm looking for, but I know it's in there somewhere. Anyway. Close enough. All right. So on this particular one, you've got main copy that says, you know, sensational 4-bedroom north-facing home, ticks off all the boxes. And that's kind of what we'll go with. And you can see up here, if somebody's on the web, you've got a couple different views. Like if they're on the Facebook web feed, this is what it's going to look like so far. If they're on their phone, this is what it's going to look like so far. So most people are on their phone. I might stop at that. That's kind of interesting looking. But that's going to be, this is what it looks like so far. So here we are, we're still in the ad text, and another required area, is, I'm just going to kind of go with what they say. You could be coming home to this. If you come over here, there's some other things here. Schedule a private tour with me today. So they're giving you some suggestions of things to put, you know, things to put in here. Let's say schedule a private tour with me today. How's that? Oops. You might even throw a tour bus in there. Paste. How's that? So schedule a private tour with me today. There we go. So once again, you can see over here on the, here's what it looks like in a web design, and here's what it looks like with a on the mobile phone. And so right now, I'm just going to go ahead and save this, add copy. It didn't give me any errors, so it looks like everything's good on this one. And now if we go to the next, if you notice, everything's a checkbox, okay? Everything's a checkbox. So we've got the name and the goal, we have the add text created, we have the add media copy created. You can just, on the add media, and I apologize, this particular one, if you see over here, in this particular photo, this pulled it right off of the MLS. You can also add some video. For example, if you want to add your own video media, maybe you did you'd already gone through a quick tour of the house, you could actually add the media right there, which makes it really nice too. In this particular case, I'm just going to go with what's already there. I could, if I wanted to, come back over here and add more, a different picture, a different layout. Again, understand that this is being pulled right off of the MLS. So what you have here is all the photos that you've loaded in your MLS copy for this particular listing. So if I wanted to, one of the ones I like to do in this particular case, if they had a swimming pool, I'd like to make the default picture a swimming pool, but they don't have it here. I could do a backyard shot since I already have the front yard in a previous one. Let's just see what that looks like. And whoops, get out of there. So let's see what that looks like. I think that one's going to put it in there. Sorry, didn't want to take it. Oh, there it is. I had to come down here, preview, and down at the bottom, if you guys can see this over here, you see preview and crop the image. And you have a number of different image templates that you can use based on what you have in there. Full portrait, best copy, best for stories. In this particular one, I don't like that one. I think I like the wide one better. So I can save that and add that one in there as well. So now I've got a couple of them, and it's going to rotate back and forth between the front and the side, or excuse me, between the front and the back, arbor and area out back, because I think the backyard is really something that most folks today in COVID are looking for a place, kind of a retreat area. So we can go ahead and leave it just like that. And for those of you, if you've got a file like your market center, if you haven't set this up already, like here's our KW Plano Market Center. It'll allow you to go ahead and find, like in other words, logo and branding. It'll allow you to go ahead and find the logo and branding for our particular market center. So it should already be in there to identify if you haven't, like I say, if you haven't set that up already. So here we are back on this. And then, so we'll go ahead and save the ad copy here. And it looks like everything's saved properly. And then we'll drop down the only place that we have right here that we need to take a look at will be the Facebook ad and kind of the demographics and call to action here. And in this particular one, this is Terry McCoy's account. In other words, this is on our Facebook business page that we've already set up within Keller Williams. And we know that if we, oops, not what I wanted to do. Sorry. I think I just got booted off. We'll see. Something went wrong. So, not what I want to see. Anyway. Bear with me, sorry. I'm gonna have to, let me log out, log back in. I have to recreate everything again. Sometimes command isn't stable, particularly if you're spending a lot of time in one area. And in this particular one, we switched over to, oh, wow. Can't read it. Hmm. See what happens here. Reason commands a little unstable right now. Coming up right now. You guys hang with me. Sorry, this is more of an internal error than it is me right now. Okay. Available. Hmm. And I'll try one other thing here, so hang tight. Okay. I logged into mine, but I haven't. We always work out of Terry's, so I don't have mine connected like she does because she is the team person, kind of lead person that we have everything connected through her. So let's see. All right, it looks like things are back to normal. Okay. So we get to do this all over again. I'm going to do it really quick. Social media. I'm going to have to do this all over again real quick. But in the case of this, you can watch me go through this, and I'll rename it Matador Drive. I've clicked Facebook. I'm setting up a social media campaign. I'm going to type in property address, which is Matador. I'm going to see all the listings. It's right here. And it is going to pull up. And we decided that this message up here that pulls off of the MLS is too long, but we're going to add a few more emojis in here. And sometimes we don't really, like I said, I don't particularly care which emojis they are. And then we have to add, once again, we want to add a headline, some sort of I stop the car. Oops. I'm going to put these, cut and paste these on either side of this. That's what you'll see. Once again, we're coming over here. And this shuffle will give you some suggestion ideas. Schedule a private tour with me today. Is what we have here. And then if we have a bus, just something else in here. Once again, I'm just going to tell you, the only reason I'm adding emojis in here is it's just eye-catching when people are just scrolling down through there. So we've rebuilt this campaign. You can see kind of how quickly we can rebuild it. And when we go back in here to look and see what other, we're going to accept this one. There's a couple backyard shots. And then everything down here is, you can drop other images down here from, like, if you have your own personal images that you want to add, you can just drag and drop them right in through here. And then we'll go into the Facebook ad itself, and we're going to go on the Real McCoy's page, and this is kind of where we got knocked off earlier. Destination. Here's what I would suggest. Always use Facebook's lead generation form, which is tied together not only to your Facebook page, but it's also tied together with your email address. And I would just say learn more. And then the destination follow-up, we use our web page. You can do a number of different things here. You can choose your web page, like ours is www. Whoops. mymccoys.com. So that's where we want them to ultimately end up. And it's, as you see it circulating, it checks it and it knows that it's done. You can also create a landing page, a separate landing page for this particular property. We choose not to do that because it just, it doesn't, in this particular case, all you're trying to do is have them fill the form out that comes directly to you. And then Facebook has already created that in the system for you. Now, the next area that we'll want to take a look at is, you notice the ad targeting. In the ad targeting, we want to make sure to click, this is, as you can see, it's saying over here, you know, Austin, Texas, 20 miles. Well, that's incorrect. So what we want to use is, we want to use the obviously United States. And then I would just say Plano. Well, in this particular case, you could use, you can use Plano, Texas, because that's kind of where you're located. And then we usually use probably for us, we use about a 15-mile radius. So we want to reach down. What it does is it really just draws a circle around Plano, and it goes out about 15 miles, which is basically downtown or north up to up above Salina. And then our expert targeting, we don't want it to go to like everybody. So we want it to go to individuals that have certain interests. And if you click on this interest, you can see that it shows the different audiences that Facebook has established in their system. I mean, they're just, the list goes on and on. There's probably 4 that we use routinely. One is Zillow, because that's where people are searching. And usually what happens is you have 2 that come up, you know, Zillow and Premier Agent. Well, this is for agents only. When I say agents only, that's like Premier Agent, and that's not the consumer. So really the consumer is going to be Zillow. And then just click that. And then the next one is realtor.com. And just let it, usually give it a second. You don't want to use Pro because once again, this is other agents. You want to just use realtor.com because these are people that are looking for homes. And then the other one is Trulia. And we can use that. And then the other one is going to be mortgage, because usually people look, you know, that are searching mortgage information are looking for a new home. So I'm just going to say mortgage loans is what we have. So down here you can see that you've kind of narrowed the scope of where it's going to go out to folks that are on Zillow, realtor.com, Trulia, or mortgage loans. And there's take a few minutes and you can kind of go down through there, but those are ones that that we find seem to be the most the largest group and more specific as far as where it's going to go, you know, who will see it. And you can see the different size of the audiences in those particular areas. So if we go down here and we go to the duration and budget, actually it will give you meaning Facebook, because Facebook will give you a recommended time and date. And usually whatever Facebook recommends, as long as it's not too far outside of your budget, I would go with what they say. In this particular case, it's saying we recommend 10 days campaign and a budget of $1 per channel per day. Well, we only have one channel. We're just going out on our own channel. So if we reduce this number to 10, like it suggests, then the total cost of your 10 days for $1 a day is what it is. And that's what they're recommending, 10 days and a budgeted $1 per day. So you're only going to spend a total of, as you see down here, total of $10. You can do more, which will mean that you're going to reach more on a daily basis. And then you want to save the duration and budget. You notice that we have this one unclicked. So this one's not, we can't save it yet. So we still have to come over here and configure it, which means I need to save the ad text there. I think everything's clicked, right? I'm sorry, I'm missing something. All right, this is really interesting. Okay, same thing happened that time. It looks like command, like I say, it looks like command's really unstable right now. So we're at the same place we were when we stopped earlier. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and stop and not try to take up any more of your time trying to correct this, because I can't. It's an internal error that's going on with command. What I would throw it out to all of you right now is, and I can come back and kind of reconvene on this whole program. Probably what we'll do is maybe come back one day next week or the week after and do this again and tie it together with Facebook follow-up, because I think that's going to be the next area that we need to go into. For those of you, as you were following me, what you will do at that point, we were like 98% done with the Facebook ad as far as the actual creation of it. The next step, just so you know, the next step would be to publish that. There's up in the upper right-hand corner, if everything would have saved correctly and not gone wonky on me, the next step would have been to either save it as a draft, so you can actually save this as a draft and come back to it, or you could click the button that says publish. And when you click the button that says publish, at that point, what happens is that you publish that ad just like it is, just like we created it. And then it goes into Facebook. Facebook will, like, I think about all these ads that are being created. I'm sure that they have automation that goes in there and looks at the ad itself and says, yes, this meets all the criteria. And then it will publish the next day. And then at that point, you always at least need a day, because you can't immediately publish an ad without Facebook reviewing it. Like I said, it usually happens the following day. And if they approve it, it automatically goes out. So at that point, then it will start going as a live active campaign for the days that you said based on the target audience that you had picked out. What I would say at that point, for those of you that, again, as you're following this on a daily basis, looking for the leads, is that if you see that you spent, let's say you set it up for 10 days and you spent like $15 and you're not seeing any activity, or you're seeing the cost per click or no leads coming in, you can just immediately stop that. So instead of spending the full 30 and going towards going to the end, you can stop that anytime you want. If you wanted to stop it tomorrow, let's say it runs one day and you said, no, this isn't what I want to do. It's not, I'm not seeing enough activity in it. You can actually stop that at that point. What happens then is that you're not charged for that initial $30 let's say it's $30, that initial $30 budget that you set. So it just stops right there. If you had only spent, let's say $2, then you're only billed $2, okay? So that's the nice part about having that choice, is that you can stop and start it at any time. Now on the lead, like I said, on the lead follow-up, I'm gonna do one other thing here. I'm gonna go back to my ads. They're gonna load. One of the things that you can also do is, as you guys see this one is active right now. We could actually take and duplicate this campaign. If you notice the 3 buttons over here, you can download the lead information, you can duplicate it, you can edit the campaign, and then here's where you can stop it. If you notice over here. So if I want to stop this campaign, then I can go ahead and click this, and it will stop it. And then the $30 that I had set aside for this will stop at that point. So that's kind of a little bit about where we are as far as creating a Facebook ad. And like I said, what I would ask all of you is that if you've got questions, you can ask them now. You can call, give us a call or give me a call directly, and I can walk you through that. Or also, as I mentioned to you, we'll probably come back in the next week or 2 weeks and kind of we'll relook at this as far as recreating, because of the challenges that we've had this morning, and then also tie this together to a Facebook follow-up. And how do you follow up on the leads and set smart plans? Because there's smart plans. In other words, I think I'm going to just click on this one. These are leads that came in on this particular ad. Unexpected error occurs. So I think, like I say, Command's having just some challenges right now. But there's ways in which you can set up smart plans and keep an automated follow-up system going on for there. So are there any specific questions that I can answer? I know you guys were good enough to stay on most of the time. Because right now, if there's not, that's probably as far as that I can take you at this point in time. So, all right. So, okay. All right. If there's nothing else, you can, like I say, you can reach me at ronmccoykw.com, and I can answer your questions there. Otherwise, we'll kind of wrap this up right now. Thanks for being here. All right.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. See you guys later.